Hello, hello. Welcome back. Here we are, episode 19. Oh, we're getting close to 20. And there's going to be more after that, too, because we still have lots to do. We've got lots to do. First off, though, Scrap for the Farm by Setka Simulators. That is what we were looking for. That is what I was looking for. Now, it is not too far down. We just got to pass our placeable dairy is just after this part. Oh, there we go. Ha, there it is. There's only two things for it. Now, I forgot we actually use this in Riverbend. So we use this part is just a little tractor there, and this is 13 slots. Oh boy. And then we've got the harvester here, lizard harvester for 11 slots. Wow. Okay. That's 13 slots. That's 11 slots. All right. Well, the good thing is that we had the harvester, so we're going to put that in. I don't know. I think it was about there. We're going to snapping on, free mode on, and boom. There we go. Ooh, it didn't even move it changed the grass a bit, but I think it changed it for the gooder. Nice. Nice. There we go. So our old harvester is just like the way it was. So everything's back to somewhat normal. We're not decorating just yet. So this is pretty barren, but we're going to be getting there because that's more of nearing the end. Now, today, what we're doing, because we are sitting at November, we want a tractor. We want to get a tractor to get our routes. So today is going to be working on our grape field. We're going to be working on our grape field, and then we're going to be working on hopefully, I'm hoping we're going to be working on our farm entrance. That is the plan. Now, what we're doing is the grape field in 22 was in this field right here. And what we did is we had our farm entrance that just went straight across, and it went right up. Yeah, there we go. We're going to make our road right now. So it just went straight across all the way out to here, and then we had our little fancy little entrance. But what we did is we had the grape field and the service road. So we're going to be making a service road. Let's see if we can line back up a bit. Right about there. Just drove through our crops, so that's even handier. But it doesn't really matter because, again, we're going to be painting over everything. So as much as it hurts, but this is part of the building process. Now, what I also did is this is where we created our service road around the actual olives. So we made a road right here, and then we kind of went a little wonky on that. Excuse me, on that fence there, but that's okay. And then we made a road all the way around. So we're just going to make the road ourselves right now, because what I like to do is, let me see, I think because it was a little bit of up of the hill. We had a service road going like a ring road around the whole grape field, as well as we had the service road in between. And the service road turned into the farm entrance. So then I do remember it was a little wonky. I think when we went up here, it was a little bit too much on an angle. Or is that... Doesn't seem so bad. I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is what I did. I just skirted the edge. This is exactly what I did. Yeah, we just skirted the edge all the way around here. And then same thing, we're just going to make as if there's a road here where we turn this way. And then same sort of deal. We're just going to rip this all the way up to the original road, because again, we kept the stock road here, and this is where, with the grapes being where they were, I ended up having to put a fence on the right-hand side of the tractor for when I fell asleep when I was doing the grapes on this side. Because I think we had 62 rows. Oh, I don't know why that number's popped. I think it was 62 rows that we had of the grapes in 22, so I don't know if it's going to be the same. But now that we pull it away a little bit, now you can see the road, the ring road that we just created. So you can see where the tire marks are, and that's what we're going to be using for our template is exactly what we're going to be doing. Now, what I want to make sure is I'm not going to get too crazy close there. So we're just going to grab our paint, and we're going to go, careful. We're going to go paint with the grass, and we're just going to cover the edge here. We're going to go circle, and we're just going to rip this up right here. And again, we just want to be getting to, I guess we should, easy. I try not to hit the tire marks, because I wanted to put the tire marks down there first before I did this, because I want to make sure I'm kind of staying within the stock field line, right? Land is not owned by me. What? Oh, well, let's just change that, shall we? Oh, 17. Oh, there's a couple of them we haven't purchased. Okay, so we're gonna buy that right there. Farmland 17 is now ours, and Farmland 15. Buy. Thank you very much. That's ours. 14. That's ours. Beauty. All right, so now technically we actually have all of the farmland for the actual farm itself. There's a little bit of a field manipulation here, just like we did in 79 and 80. We're going to be doing the same thing in 14 and 15. And then right here is where our grape field's going to be. So let's get back to where we were right there. Grass. Let's just get this painted in. All right, there we go. And don't have to worry about too much because again we're going to be putting the olive fields in over top, so it's up to you. It's kind of, you know what, we're gonna try it because okay, I will get to it eventually, but the precision farming was weird where I didn't I did the field and I got my field to, I think it's 99 and 100 on both. Ooh, careful. And then I put the grape field down, the grape rows down, and placed them all down. And then what ended up happening was my field numbers stayed. So I don't know if, I'm not too sure. This is one of those things where when it comes to precision farming, it's kind of a little wonky. I was a little bit particular where I tried to make sure, ooh, careful. I tried to make sure that I had all my numbers all perfect before I actually did any serious manipulation. So this one, it might be different. What I'd like to do is I'm going to try to actually delete the field itself, and we're going to paint over one, and then we're not going to paint over another, and then we're going to see what happens when we put our fields, or excuse me, when we run the lines. Use that mod. Just, whoa, careful. So again, now we're just hitting the tire marks, and I don't want to be perfect. Like this is one of those situations where we're driving the tractors and we want to be trying to get onto our lines. I am trying to keep that grass in the middle though. That's the only thing where I kind of like to try to do is just make sure we still have that little bit of that grass row in between. And then just as if we were driving up and down over the years, and sometimes it gets worn in, sometimes it doesn't. And then when it comes to the corners, I like to run the straight lines first, and then I'll come back and I'll touch up the corners and I'll touch up the edges, so to speak. So we'll just do our straight lines here. Again, don't have to be too particular. We're going to be coming back with grass, and it's already painted with grass. Or we may not be. I'm not too sure. It all depends on how the field... Oh, we're off a little. Oops, my bad. It all depends on how the field lays out. Because this will be the first time I'll be laying out any kind of grape or olive field in 25. So that's where it's kind of fun, where I get to test out prior to Riverbed. This is the alternative, or one of the alternative greats of recreating this, is we get to go into stuff already that we haven't touched in Riverbend, so that kind of pre-prepares me for how I want to run Riverbend. Because again, we're trying to do everything in Riverbend as well. That's the main thing too. Riverbend playout, we're trying to get everything on the map on base game stuff. This is the main thing, base game stuff, and then the DLC stuff. If we can get that in as well, I would not be upset. I don't know if we can. I'm trying, but again, with the slot count in this game, everything about the slot count in this game is just sketchy. So we're going to try to do it. Oh, and we're kind of moving. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's okay. A couple little spots of grass coming in. That's fine. So we just kind of wiggle and woggle back and forth. Ooh, not too much back and forth, Major. Good lordies. And now we're going to come back the other way. Oh, there we go. And again, this is the one thing I like about this is it's just ripping it, and artist discretion, right? If you want to use gravel too, that is totally up to you. If you want to be using the gravel, we did use. Whoa, that's right. Yeah, all right. Not painting us. Okay, so we did use the dirt in 25, so we're going to be keeping with the dirt. And then now we're just going to come around, do the circle. I should probably fill that back in. And that is the medium. Nope, that is definitely long. So we want our long grass right up there. Perfect. And we'll just go back to the painting real quick. And circle. And again, just kind of driving around, cutting through and in. There'll probably be some spots that be driven over. There we go. Tone that one down a bit. There we go. And And again, like this isn't something that you need to necessarily spend a lot of time with, right? Because this is where it's just a matter of where you turn and while you drive, and it's just as you go around. It's the main service road, right? So I don't want it to be too crazy particular. And then when it comes here, it's just a matter of the blend, right? It's just a matter of just kind of blend in like we usually do. Same old, right? And we get in here, and then this is where we kind of splay it out. So we blend and splay. So we come in here, and it's if you're driving both ways, right? So you come and turn that way, kind of blend it in that way. There we go, up and down like a so. There we go. Something like that. That comes around there. And then the service road, we are going to be putting in after. So that's the thing. We have to put, in order, for me, to make it easy, we are going to be losing a few bucks doing it. But for the service road, what we're going to do is we're going to put that in after we put in the grapes. Now we're just going to quickly grab our long. You know what? No, let's do medium on the edges. Yeah, let's do medium. So we're just going to grab some medium here, and we're going to run that along the edges of the field, because when we put in the grass or the grape field or the rows, because it's all the construction site in the rows, right? So as we put the rows in, I don't remember what exactly it does to the grass. I think it just kind of left it. So we're going to do this again. Oh, a little too far out, back and forth. Right, you don't have to be particular. We're going to take down some of the medium and take down some of the long and put in some of the medium. But again, I don't want to be taking down everything, right? Some of it we're going to take down. Some of it's going to have little tufts. And as the grape fields go in, some of it's going to disappear. So a lot of the stuff that we put in may actually be useless, but this is what we did. Same thing, run this one back. And we're putting in new, apparently, because we deleted all this stuff. So there we go. So that's in there. What is that done? Now we can get to the nitty-gritties. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So we like this. That's good. That's good. A little bit of a splay there. Nothing too crazy. Just a little bit of a back and forth. And there. I'll tuck in there. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. All right. Now, let's save it up. Just because we're going to save it up in case we start doing some weird things with these rows. Now, when it comes to precision farming, all right, so right now we're at 50-50, right? We haven't done anything. That's the whole point. We haven't done anything yet. But I do believe, out of the testing that I did, if we once we delete one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our calm down major, back to our grass. And we want free mode on, sure. And we want to be taking out the whole field. So we're just going to go slow around our edges here. And we're just going to bring this in, and then we're going to fill it. We're only going to do one field, because I do believe once the field arable soil, so to speak, is gone off of the map, I think the number goes away. So now, because our number is, excuse me, we're not going to back out and go back in again, but because the number is like mid-50s and we haven't done any work, I think our number isn't going to change because everything's mid. But we're going to see, whoa, calm down. Jeez. There we go. Okay, let's just go up here. Apologies. We still have the field there, though, so it should still technically register. Now that's our biggest. Run this down right here and get this over, because I'm 90% sure this will disappear. And then we'll put the other one, and I think, because I don't know, I do remember, I do know in 22, grapes had no effect. It was one of those, once I put the field down and I started doing the grapes, the number stayed the same forever. So it does, I think it takes, oh, there we go. So it is, okay, so it's gone. Let's just give it a moment. Sometimes it takes a think, and it might just be a save and a reload. So we might have to save this, reload, and then see what happens. Just go for a little jaunt around our service road and just see how it feels. Whoa. And we're construction now, so yeah, we are not using the steering wheel. That's not even on right now. We're just doing this all on the controller. Again, the only time we're going to be using this is when we're going to be really working the grape field. So there's really no reason for any equipment other than the harvester and then the one tractor with the chase bin or chase trailer, however you want to, with the trailer. Go, not too bad. A little tight in the turns, but I think it's darn close. Looking at the pictures there, it looks darn close. And then we'll have our entrance right over there. But again, we got to put this grape field in first. That's the main thing. All right, so let's just try this. We did a full circle. Did it work? No. So we're still reading. Okay, let's do this. Save. Yep. All right, exit out. Let's try this. One moment. This should work. This should work. Okay, and we go. Let's see. All right. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, nice, nice. Okay, so no number. Oh, beauty. So that means if you delete the farm or the field and you save and reload, and then there you go. Your field number is off, and you don't have to worry about your precision farming. So as far as I'm concerned, technically, I kind of think you could probably plant long meadow grass down and probably cut it without any precision farming repercussions. Ooh, that thought just popped into my head, because if we don't have any numbers, right? If you don't have any numbers, there's no number to adjust. You plant long meadow, the long meadow will grow back. Idea. Okay. From here, now what we need to do is let's get right into our grapes here. So we need to get factories, cultivation, boom, right there. And we want our grapes. Thank you. And there's our, yeah, so you get your pole, and when you do put your pole down, you got to remember there is going to be a left and right of it, of the vineyard. So you don't want to be up against anything really as much as okay, let's just show you. So once you get in, I think we started over here. I do remember that we started in this corner, and let's say right about, this crop cannot be planted in November. Of course it can't. Of course it can't. Oh, we could. Okay. For building sakes, yep. Seasonal growth, right? That's what we should be turning off, I do believe, right? Seasonal growth? No. All right. So let's try that. Seasonal growth? No. Boom, 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 boom. Now we go down here. Now, let's just go. So snapping is on, definitely. And we will be making adjustments to the corner. So I know it may look like we're getting a little close, but don't worry. Don't worry. There is an adjustment. So we go right about there. Let's go that way. Yeah, right there. Distance too short. I know. So now we're going to be going all the way. So this is where it got expensive. So we brought it. Oh, this is the hard part too, where trying to find that perfect line. So I see that dark line beside it, where this is where. So right there, I think that is technically the perfect line. If we do one more, I think we can do one more. Let's just put one down. 5,325. Boom. There we go. So that plants that. That's not that bad. You know what? I think we were that darn close too. You just see. It sure looks like we were that darn close in the the picture, that's for sure. And then up here, yeah. I like it. Okay, this is where this becomes the fun and easy part. So now the snapping. So I just bring it in as close as we can to this. Keep the snapping on. We slap that down. Distance too short. And then we rinse and repeat. So we're going to bring it up to there. And then technically you could, just back and forth, right? So let's just go there. And let's just make sure if we go back and forth, it does do it. Now, also too, I will say this. Oh, perfect. That I do understand. I do know that there are actually in 22 there were mods that allowed you to actually to allow you to adjust the minimum distance or the snapping distance between the vineyards or the rows of the grapes and the olives. So I'm not too sure if 25 has that. I'm not certain on that one, but if it does, then you can adjust it however you see fit. However, what we did was we did it the base game style. And I will say, the base game row is like, It boggles my mind that it's just a smidge too big. Oh, we didn't need to do that. It's just a smidge too big for the grape, for all the equipment. So to get the perfect run, you really have to do 2 rows too close to the grape fields. So it's as if I could put the row like right there, I think it would be like the perfect fit. Because that was the one thing that always ticked me off about the grapes is when it came to doing the grapes, you would get your grape. Okay, plowing. Prime example is plowing. So just like regular, when you can do your grapes, you do technically have to plow after every harvest. It is a plow required. So okay, your field goes red. It says I need to plow for the grapes. Sure, no problem. When you bring your cultivator in, or the plow, the subsoiler, so to speak, or sorry, when you bring the subsoiler in and actually start doing it, it leaves that it'll clear the middle row, but where the actual row, like where the actual posts are, it always leaves that line of red, and it always irked me because technically speaking, when you did just one single pass down each row, it would eliminate the required to plow on the field info. So when you walk up to the field and you had the required to plow there, you would go by with your subsoiler, do one strip each. You just right in the middle. That's all you need to do. And then you come back, walk up to the field, and the plow required would be gone. So technically speaking, that's how I ran it. But there were a couple times where my perfectionist got the better of me, because when you look in the map, even though it says that the plow required is gone, or I should say, even though it doesn't say plow required anymore, when you look at the map, you still have your little red stripes on the map. And it just always irked me that they had that. And so, but a way to get rid of it is to literally run your cultivator down each row, up and down each row twice, which now just turned your 62 row into 124 rows that you got to run. And soloing this field, when I did my harvests, when I was doing it solo, it was at minimum 3 to 4 hours, usually just for one task, right? So if it was a harvest, then I would solo it, and it would probably take me about 3 hours to harvest. When it came to cultivating, again, it all depended on how deep I wanted to go. It all depended. So if I was cultivating and I just did the single row, because the cultivator, or even the cultivator that takes the dead leaves off, as well as the subsoiling, if I was just doing the 1 rows, then again, about the 2 to 3 hours. But if I did the double row, oh yeah, without a doubt, that was easily 4 hours minimum. So that's where it got tedious. So I ended up caving at the end of it, where I ended up just doing it. So because I was doing it mainly solo, it just got to a point where I was like, we're just doing one strip, because technically speaking, the menu says when I walk up to the field, it says that the plowing is not required. So So basically, I just took it for face value. If I walked up to the field and it said the plowing is not required, then I left it. That was it. But if I went to the field and it said plowing required, then I would do that strip or that row. And yes, I did actually run down each row, because I just had to know. It just drove me nuts that you would see those lines down the middle of the grape field, and it shows that you require plowing, but then you can't. The only way to touch it is you're damn near bumping off of these rows with your cultivator. It kind of got ridiculous, and that's why I caved, just because it got to a point where you were stopping and the cultivator would get caught on the post, and then it would stop you dead. So then you had to back up. And you can see how many posts there are, and depending on how tired you were would depend on how often you would hit the posts. So that is where, it got kind of got tedious, and it got to the point where it was like, okay, you know what? No, we're just going to do the 1 row each. And that's that. Now, getting into this little curve spot, this is where we did some adjustments here. So we went up to about there. We might, no, that's going to be too, yeah. This is going to be great. So now we come back to here, and this is where we just keep coming back to this spot, or this side to start, because now what we're going to do is we're going to stagger. So we're going to get up to here, and then this is our full, and we're going to go back one. Boom. There we go. And do the same thing right here. Boom. Right there. And bring that up here. And then we're going to stagger it. So right there. Oh, careful. Right there. Boom. All right. So now I'm going to rinse and... Oh. That's going to give us quite the weird angle. All right. So we might have to go out a few and come back. All right. Let's just keep trucking away here. We're already this far in. Let's just keep on going. Because this is where I do remember we did have it. Oh, that's right. We did two. That's right. We did this one, and then we did this one, and then we did this one. Ah, okay. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to add one to here, right there. Boom. Yeah. And then, you know what? Can we? Because we should be able to. Just slap that right there. Yeah. Okay. That's a little bit easier. Make it quicker, and then out to there. Boom. And then there, right there. And then this is, we've done our two, so now we stagger one back. There it. All right, let me get the rest of this field done, and then we can move on. All done. Just about done. We still have our stuff. But there it is. Our grape field is in. We have 60 rows to do. And I think 62. I don't know. Maybe our road, we might have actually extended our road out a little bit, maybe. I don't know. I'm guessing we did. Maybe we went a little bit further. But 60 rows, that's still pretty good. And then what we did as well was we actually went back. I did get all of the initial rows done, and then what we're going to do, calm down here. We are going to go to enter demolition mode, and we're just going to take out one on the corner there, and then we're going to take out one on the corner here. There we go. And then this is all good there, and then we have that little corner there. I do like that. I don't want to take out this corner. I think that, or do we? You know what? Actually, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, let's do that. And then we can just have that little bit of a corner in there. And then what I did with planting the last one, I already knew. So we just didn't plant the last one. So we do have our little corner there. So now we do have our little bit of our turning radius and making sure that the tractor and the trailer will not catch anything, so to speak. Now, from here, we want to exit demolition mode. And then this, well, exit for now, because what we want to do now is check out which rows we need to delete. Oh, yeah, actually, so back in. So that's one row. That's one row. Oh, it looks like we're going to have to do, because I think we did two. Oh, yeah, we're just a little off there. That's okay. We might actually be able to pull. Let's just pull that one off. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to do three. That's okay. So then now we're going to go through here and 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to go do that for the rest of the field. And the final last few there. And the good thing is too, actually, I was thinking about it, we could have lined it up where you could actually start a row right in the middle and go left and then go right. And then you can check your spacing on either side. That's another great way to do it. Now, and that would allow you to only have to remove 2. But now that I'm looking at how wide it is, we definitely removed 3 in 22. And as well as having a main entrance, the main thing is too, we're going to have a little bit of the wider equipment possibly coming down this road as well, right? So we're going to, now from here, we did have our long, do we want our long or do we want our medium? I kind of feel like this is a medium area here. So we're going to put down some medium and just see how that looks. I think that looks pretty good. Kind of keep it somewhat manicured. Now we're just going to do a nice, slow, smooth run up each side. Just because I don't want, like I did, I don't want to be getting too far or putting too much into the grass or into the actual soil of the grapes. I don't think it really, like, if I bump in it a little bit, I don't think it really matters. But I just don't want to be going too far in. Again, we don't want to be doing, or sorry, we're just going to be putting grass in as well, and we're going to be running our service road in after. Actually, that's going pretty smooth. Let's just cruise it on down here, and then we'll widen it up and get the middle in. Just like so. There we go. Oh, that's tight. That's tight. I probably could have done that at the beginning. So run that up. And what we'll do is from there, now what I want to do is I'm going to do a little bit of a where the rest of the entrance would be, right? So we're just going to continue this little line up. I'm going to go up here, cruise in, going to get rid of that one right about there. There we go. And then I'm going to go back here and about in and there, like so. Beauty, beauty. Now from here, right back to the, now we did have gravel for this part, so we're going to continue the gravel on this end. Just like so, a little bit there. You know what? No, we didn't. That's right. We went dirt because, yeah, the gravel kind of blended out. That's right. I totally messed that up. So we're going to go back to dirt and we're just going to run the, now this is where I'm not going to worry about my tire tracks because this is where I want to use that big, like where he put the road. I want to continue that. So I'm just praying that we get our camera right and we go as straight as we possibly can. This is where I want to have that line perfect, basically. Oh, see, not perfect there a bit. It's okay. Just keep it steady. Nice and slow. We're steering off a bit. Yeah, we're still careful, majors. And then I do know, we do know that it's going to bump into the tree. So we don't want to be going right to the road. I just want to be going straight out there. Yep. And then, sorry, and then get this. And we're going to bring this in. Same thing. We're going to be trying to do even more extra careful. Because I want to continue that center line of grass as well. It's a little bit of a fine touch back and forth, left and right, where it's just nice and easy. I'm kind of pushing it a little too hard here, going a little too quick. Just calm down, majors. Oh, easy. And again, too, it's a road. So as much as I do want this perfect, if we look down it, I do understand it is going to wear in, right? And we are going to get darn close to that tree. That is exactly the same way we had it in 22. And we're just going to run that back. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, beauty. So there, and then all we're going to do is just a little bit of dirt. We're going to do this, and just a little bit of dirt, kind of doing the corners, doing that blend. Not that we would, but yeah, when we're going to dump and stuff, there'd be a little bit of a blend there. And up here, we're doing the same thing. We're just going to kind of blend this little corner right here. There, you know what? We'll just touch up a little spot right there. Maybe put a spot right there. And we're going to put a little happy patch right there. There, and maybe kind of bump in a little bit. And that's the other thing, too, with the service road. Now what we do is a little bit of a touch-up where you just go through the center, and I just like to break it up a bit, right? You can have some straight sections, you can have some long sections, but then you can kind of just zip through, and I'm just randomly tapping the X button. That's all I'm doing is I'm ripping up this center line, and I'm just randomly tapping the X button. I'm not even really paying attention, right? That's the thing where I just want to see. We're just going to randomly tap it up. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Where is our tractor? Oh, yeah. Oh, whoa. All right. Hold on. So we're going to let's do some more medium on the edge here. A little bit of medium in and around there. And then we're going to put some dirt. That's right. Back to all those little spots. So dirt right there. And just kind of like, same thing, right? Is it a little hello? Oh, we're doing grass. Idiot. There we go. That's more cutter. A little bit of a grass there. Touch that up. Boom, like that. And the same thing. We're just gonna boom. All right. And I totally missed that when we were going around. All right, let's go retry that again. And grab our medium. Right there. Okay. And then we're just going to touch up that corner just to make that a little bit not so crazy sharp. There we go. Pop in a little bit of that because that'll get worn in. Same thing here. Get worn in a bit there. All right. And last but not least, I think we're good over here, right? Nope, we are not good over here. All right. So a little bit worn in like that. And let's go grab some medium. And we're just going to put a little touchies like that. There we go. There we go. All right. Now we can try this out. So there is our grape field. And then definitely going to be doing the entrance. Now, unfortunately, looking at the time, this is actually, we're not going to put the actual post, like the actual structure of the farm entrance. I just wanted to get to where the farm entrance is. We are going to be doing that next episode. But what we are going to do is we are going to be doing our olive fields today. So a little bit of change of plans. I do apologize, but our grape field is good to go, and then our olive field will get done as well today. And then that will allow us to put the farm entrance on the next episode. And then what we'll do on the next episode is do that instead. Then we'll start to do a little overview on the tree farm because we still have lots to do. Oh, jumping, do we ever have lots to do? We've got the logging depot and the tree farm still have to get put up, as well as our sawmill and our paper mill. So that all has to get put down on the map and built up as well. So there's still plenty more to go. I'd say a few more episodes, I'd say. But, oh, yeah, there we go. Beautiful. All right, we're done. I like it. We're done the grape field. That is good to go. And then, like I said, your own discretion if you want. I had an issue sometimes. I'd fall asleep going up and down, so I had to put a fence here so I didn't drive into the crop when I fell asleep. But if you need to do that, I totally understand. And if you don't, awesome. Now, when it comes to, whoa. Let's save our game. Yeah, we are happy. I am happy with this. I'm super happy with this. And when it comes to the olive field, this is the easy part. Is the olive field is the exact same thing. We did the exact same thing with the olive field, except we did it in field 20. So what we'll do is we'll go buy field 20. We're going to go buy the surrounding fields. We're going to go buy everything. What do we got? $700,000? Whew, okay. No, we're not going to buy everything. So what we'll do is maybe we'll run, because November, because here we are. Oh yeah, so it's this field right here is what we did with olives. However, what we also did, nope, we want farmland. How much we got? 145. Let's just, no, not visit. We're already there. Buy, yes, please. Okay, that's purchased. Let's see if we can get it all. I don't know, maybe 78,000. Oh, I don't know. Hold on. 150. Oh, maybe all of this, but not. Yeah, we won't be able to get, because we're gonna have to make the adjustments. So 364. Yeah, okay, well, you know what? We're just bringing money in, but I don't really want to run the time just yet. Oh, actually, 1601. That's right. This is going to cost us millions of dollars. This is going to cost us millions. Okay. That means I'm going to have to run some time, slap some money down. But like I said, it's the exact same idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it off camera. So I'm going to slap down. I'm going to grab some money, sleep the day, and we're going to slap it down, and I'll show you what the end result is. Give me unos momentos, please. Now, just a little side note when it comes to the olives, and they're a little bit different for placement as for the grapes, because as you can see, there's an icon. There's not a post, so it is a little annoying where you have to kind of figure a spot. If you go too far, then you know where it is. And if you put let's get into some light here. So if we look at the lines, if I look to the right of the circle, it's on the edge of the plow line. So if I put the distance down and I pull away, see how it's more on it's more on the left, I would say. So if we go here, let's go to the left side of the circle. That is on that plow line. Yeah, so it all depends on where in the circle. Now, Once you've gotten your placement down, the nice thing is when it comes to the snapping, so if our snapping's on, I can place it right here. I can just go as close as I can, right about average, and then get there and move away. And we were a little bit too close there. So we're going to go off of the green, get as close as we can, and then see how it automatically places it as close as it will, where the game gives you a set minimum. So that's the great thing. And then from there, you just do your zibbities back and forth, and then get down here. You get down to your spot. Boom, right there. And then we get over here, same thing, somewhere around there. And pull it forward and see how it's already moved over a bit. So that's as close as we can get it with the olives. And that is just, I just wanted to show you that while we're doing it. Just, it is a little bit different, but it's the same but different. All right, let's get the rest of this field in. There we have it. So our olive field is all done. So now what we've done is we've designed it where you come in from this way from the farm, you come straight down, and we put our service road just a continuation of the actual road, because we do some more field manipulation on all of the rest of the fields surrounding the olive area, but we're not going to get to that right now. So just the initial service road, that's all done. The actual field itself, oh yeah, look at all those rows. Look at all those rows. So what we were able to do is we were able to get 43 rows of olives in. And then we did a service road all the way around. So we did a service road that went all the way across here. Then we used the original road. We continued that down. The same thing with the service road. We got the dirt. We blended it all in, did that. We continued this down. Then, just like in 22, we actually put in our little access road on the back end of all of the whole area. So this gives us access right to there. And then what it does is it gives us our back service road as well. So our harvester can turn around and get emptied if needed. And then we original road right there. And then we ended up then I added then I added in this road right here. So we're just going to have that come in there. And then that gives us access to this. Because what we ended up doing was we are going to take out this road right here. And then we're going to take out this road right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to maximize the field, because that's what we did. We're going to maximize this field to get as much as we can. Then we're going to connect this, because these two roads are useless, but this is going to be the main road. And then there is this back road. So we added that, got our olives in. So there we go. So we've got 43 rows there. We've got 60 rows of grapes. And, and speaking of precision farming, we're just remember. So we didn't, I didn't paint over the ground. I just put in, hold on, there we go. I just put in the olives right over top of the plowing, and then I deleted, and that's the way it worked out. So it does register, and check it out. It came back. So field 16 has come back. So painted, gone after you save and reload. I did the grape field, and I totally forgot to check that. So I ended up just saving and reloading. And then by doing that, I checked, and I realized that it came back. So there you go. Fair warning. I'm going to say grapes and olives are going to be affected with precision farming. I have never done that before. So Riverbend is probably when we're going to hit it first, because I don't know when this is going to happen. So I just wanted to let you know that once it's gone great. But once we put the grapes back in, then everything did come back. So grapes are there, olives are there, grapes are there, and good to go. That is going to be that's going to be a lot of grapes, a lot of olives, and it worked out pretty good. Where in 22, the olives went through really quick. And it was the grapes that actually took most of the year. So it actually worked out really well in that sense, where we just had the base game grape factory for a grape processing plant, and we just used that for it. So by using that, it would process grapes throughout the year, and then we would just plug away. Then we just added this back road right here, little drive through, and then we are going to be extending. So there is that grass that isn't painted that we just passed, and that's because we're going to be extending the field. So we're going to extend the field there. We're going to connect this one, get rid of that road, and then we're going to get rid of that road up there. And that's it. That's all. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. This is great. I'm sorry we didn't get to the entrance, but that by doing the service road at the olives, Sorry, at the Grapes. By doing this service road, that lines us up, so now we know where to put the entrance. So next episode, we are definitely going to be slapping that entrance down. There's the main mod did get pulled over, so fantastic. A couple little ones didn't, so we're just going to have to make do and kind of do some improvisation and go from there. Alrighty. Oh, that's crazy. All right, just it's so much closer and closer and closer and closer. Again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for being here, and I hope to see you next week.